A car designed for outdoor trips. From birth it has acquired a practical three-door body mounted on a long wheelbase frame. The five-door version, based on the same chassis, began to be sold only in the third year of the model's release. In addition, Nissan Navara and Nissan/Datsun pickups with three base and cab options were produced on a common platform with Terrano. Salon without any special claims, but overall comfortable and functional. In addition to solid velour, there is also leather upholstery. Only tall drivers have reason to complain about ergonomics, due to the pedal assembly shifted back and up. Their legs are excessively bent at the knees. The front seats in the three-door modification automatically move forward when reclining, so it is convenient to sit in the back seat. There is plenty of space for three passengers in the back, and for their convenience, the inclination of the rear backrest can be adjusted. In addition, the rear sofa folds, and in parts, and the small luggage compartment, 425 liters, is almost quadrupled, up to 1550 liters. The spare wheel, depending on the version, was mounted both on the external suspension and inside the trunk, vertically under the left side. The first pockets of corrosion may already appear on Terrano bodies. It should be looked for on the tailgate, on the floor at the driver's feet and under the rear seats, as well as where the protective and paintwork could be damaged while driving off-road. With an impressive volume, the Terrano power units were distinguished by low power, see table. Petrol differed not only in volume, but also in the power system. They could be carbureted, with a mono-injector and with multi-point fuel injection. Inline fours with a volume of 2.4 liters developed 103 liters. With some of the 2.4-liter engines may come with a surprise 2 candles per cylinder. This is done to improve the process of combustion of the fuel-air mixture, as well as to increase the reliability of the ignition system. The classic ignition system and carburetor instead of injection were mounted on cars for the American and Asian markets. Mono injection was equipped with Europeans. A V-shaped 3.0-liter 6 with a mono injector developed a power of 130 liters. And later, after installing a distributed injection, it strengthened to 148 liters. And such a unit allows you to get some pleasure from driving. However, at the same time it amazes with appetite, burning at least 16 to 20 liters of fuel per 100 kilometers in urban mode. The rest of the engines, due to their moderation, do not even provoke the owners to an active drive, but they consume only 10 to 15 liters of A92 gasoline for every 100 kilometers. Diesel engines were produced only with a volume of 2.7 liters. An exclusively turbocharged version with a capacity of 99 liters was supplied to Europe and America. In the domestic market of Japan, an 85 horsepower naturally aspirated diesel was also sold. Almost half of the cars operated in Ukraine are diesel versions, and 2.4-liter units are the most popular among gasoline ones. Experts speak only positively about all motors. The mileage of engines before overhaul is at least 300,000 kilometers, although with proper care they can often last up to 500,000 kilometers. However, this does not mean that the engines do not require routine maintenance. For example, we must not forget about adjusting the valves. Their drive is not equipped with hydraulic compensators. A 3-liter unit with a mileage of more than 150,000 kilometers, and with less mileage today is no longer found, may often require topping up the oil. But this is not a signal to replace the parts of the piston group, since the power characteristics of the motor remain within the normal range for a long time. In diesel engines, every 40,000 kilometers, you need to change or clean the fuel filter, and after a run of 200 to 250,000 kilometers, you have to make a serious revision of the fuel equipment. By this time, the tightness of the pipeline connections near the injectors and the fuel pump is lost. At least 200,000 kilometers, live, turbine and glow plugs. All Terranos were equipped with a part-time 4WD all-wheel drive system. On a good road, the car is rear-wheel drive, and the front is connected only when necessary. Since there is no center differential, it is not recommended to drive on all-wheel drive on asphalt and concrete surfaces. This accelerates the wear of the handout, although it is distinguished by excellent survivability. The main conditions for its longevity are high-quality oil, its normal level and replacement every 60,000 kilometers. A characteristic weak point of the transmission is the front axle coupling. With frequent and active off-road driving, their friction rings must be changed every 30 to 50,000 kilometers. When assembling this assembly, special care is required. Manual transmissions, which are most common in Ukraine, are generally trouble-free. At the turn of 200,000 kilometers, it may be necessary to replace gearbox bearings working with 2.4-liter engines. Most cars have a limited slip differential installed in the rear axle, which improves flotation on slippery surfaces. With a run of about 200,000 kilometers, cases of increased noise of the rear axle gearbox were noted. Cardan shaft joints serve at least 100 to 150,000 kilometers. The chassis of the Terrano is designed for tough working conditions, but at the same time it provides comfort when driving at high speeds, so that some owners even forget about the high center of gravity of the framed Jeep. Despite the presence of front and rear stabilizers, in a turn the car can roll excessively and lie on its side and even on the roof. This should be taken into account when buying, so as not to inadvertently purchase a Terrano shifter, and there are such. The front suspension of the car is an independent torsion bar. Each wheel is suspended on 2 wishbones. The angle of twist of the torsion bars can be adjusted during maintenance or repair, which allows you to compensate for the decrease in clearance due to the fatigue of these elastic elements. Silent blocks take care of more than 100,000 kilometers, and service workers call Terrano ball bearings eternal. However, both those and other parts change separately from the levers. In the early versions, only the upper supports were removable. The rear suspension is even stronger. The only thing that has to be changed in it is the bushings of the longitudinal rods and the panhard transverse rod. All shock absorbers work properly 50 to 80,000 kilometers, about the same, the struts of both stabilizers. The front hub bearings need to be adjusted and lubricated once every 50 to 60,000 kilometers. Their service life is about 200,000 kilometers. Steering gear, worm type, with hydraulic booster. It is simple and reliable, however, after every 80,000 kilometers, the hydraulic system hoses should be inspected. By this time cracks appear on them. Tie rod ends serve about 100,000 kilometers. The brake system of the car does not stand out from the background of other mechanisms. The reason for the souring of the calipers can only be the negligence of the locksmiths who did not lubricate the guides during the next replacement of the pads, front, after 30 to 45,000 kilometers, rear, after 100,000 kilometers. The parking brake, which fixes the drum mechanisms of the rear wheels, does not cause problems.